10 utterly shocking condo facts that you've never heard of. Stay tuned to this episode of Prime Property TV. I promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property TV. So glad you joined us here. Early February is usually when all the big data mining companies come up with their end of the year stats for the previous year. I'm talking about 2017. All of this will be made available in the Toronto Real Estate Board or TREB. So we're going to break down some major numbers in the condo market today. Now, I've shared these numbers with my newsletter subscribers in the Prime Property TV mailing list. So if you want to get this earlier, make sure to subscribe to that list. I'll put a link in the description below, okay? Now, these numbers are so good that I couldn't keep it from you. Now, there is an old adage that says numbers don't lie. I don't know how much you believe in that, but I do prescribe to the slightly modified version. Numbers don't lie, but it's up to you and the eye of the beholder to interpret the way you want them to. I find that the way a person interprets the numbers is a good indicator of how they view the situation. So what I'm going to do this week is provide you with some stats and a first quick thought when I first found out about it. How you personally want to interpret it is totally completely up to you. You can comment in the section below. Now, whether you're a glass half full kind of person or a glass half empty, your call, no judgment. Now, all of these stats will be coming from Urban Nation, basically the industry's leading, most trusted source for condo data that actually includes pre-construction condo stats, which Toronto Real Estate Board, TREB, can't track. So these are really good stats. Urban Nation also consults for many major developers in the city, so you know their data is relied on quite heavily in the GTA condo market. So without further ado, let's begin. Number one, 32,000 pre-construction condos were sold in 2017, up 20% from 27,000 in 2016. Okay, this one was a little bit jaw-dropping for me. I knew it was high, but it wasn't this high. The number of sales was down 9.6 in the resale side in 2017, according to TREB, but we're up 20% in the pre-con side. Holy! I knew the demand for it was huge for pre-construction, but a 30% swing in resale versus pre-con, that's nuts. Remember, last year's sales were down across the board almost every single month, except for the few frenzied ones. So for pre-con to being so what and not talked about is a testament to how much demand there is in 2017 for pre-con. Number two, 35,000 pre-construction units were available for sale in 2017. 32,000 were absorbed. That's also nuts. That's an absorption rate of 90%, meaning for every 10 new build condos that is on the market, 9 of the 10 are bought. More condos were sold in the pre-construction market than were in the resale market. Oh, these absorption rates are crazy high when you compare it to the resale market. Backs up this fact of number one. Number three, pre-construction condo prices saw a 20% increase from the start of 2017 in January to the end in December in 2017. Yeah. With this one, I really wasn't that surprised. At the start of 2017, I was starting to see condos just creeping to $900 per square feet in downtown. It's well over $1,000 per square foot right now. So congrats to everybody who picked up a unit last year in 2017, especially early 2017. Number four, 500 unit complexes are becoming way more approved at a faster rate, such as Icona, Transit City, Time and Space, and M-City. Years ago, we would never see these super projects with over 500 units available for sale come on the market and be the norm. With some of these projects having over 2,000 units, that tells me the demand for pre-construction and condos is huge. That's why developers are building so much. I'll note one thing of the super projects I mentioned earlier. One of them sold out basically in 2 days. That's a lot. These condo communities could become a norm in areas that will allow for it, okay? Number five, 38% of pre-con market now is in the 905. This didn't also surprise me as well, because it's getting tougher and tougher to afford a downtown condo when they're creeping up to and surpassing $1,000 per square foot. Investors and first-time homebuyers are seeking their next property in the 905. Like I've been saying for a while, don't sleep on the downtown Mississauga, downtown Vaughan, or downtown Markham. There will be a point where downtown becomes unaffordable for the average income family, and the 905 will be the only option to find a condo unless they want to be renting for the rest of their lives. Number six, 13,000 units occupied in 2017, meaning they got keys for it. The projected amount was actually 20,000, but 7,000 didn't finish on time. I never knew this, but apparently each year, 7,000 units that are projected to finish don't make it due to construction delays from material or weather or miscellaneous stuff. Now, 13,000 units occupied definitely leads to a huge supply problem. It's not enough, which leads to probably a pretty big price jump in rental and resale side. Number seven, only 2% of the occupied units get listed on the resale market, down from 7 the previous year. Now, basically what this means is that 98% of the supply goes into the rental market, and the rental market is still nuts right now. Huge supply issue in the condo market side. This explains why rents are constantly increasing and properties rented out in 1 or 2 days with bidding wars. Ha, didn't expect that one. Number 8, we're expecting 22,000 units to occupy this year in 2018. Less the usual 7,000. They told us that we're looking at 15,000 total units to occupy. Now, here's the strange thing I talked about in the last video. With 130,000 and potentially more, thanks to Justin Trudeau, people immigrating to the city, I don't think that's enough supply. Not to mention rent control has basically de-incentivized people from moving. Number 9, projects on average are taking a whole year, 12 months more to complete than 10 years ago. This didn't surprise me as the projects are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the Ontario Municipal Board, OMB, is more stringent on approvals now. This means that we won't get enough supply fast enough for the amount of immigration that is coming. That and the projects are getting bigger, so there's going to be a huge gap in terms of completion and demand. 10, and last one. Tenants are staying on average 6 months more. This is also not surprising here because there's a decrease in the incentives to laterally move from a year ago due to rent control and the fact that there's a stress test and tougher lending situation. It explains why Toronto has an extremely tight 1% vacancy rate right now. Well, that wraps up the 10 utterly shocking condo stats that you may have never heard of because the stats are from Urban Nation. Make sure you guys stay tuned because I'll be having more of these videos. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like and a thumbs up. If you like the content, subscribe to Prime Properties TO. The button is right here. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, and my contacts are right here on the screen. Until next time, guys, happy real estating. Utterly shocking. No.